also like to thank Mary, because Mary is the very person here who has connected me with Mindfredom Ireland. You know, Mary has held me when the psychiatric services tried to bury me alive. I mean, Mary threw me a life buoy, really. So this one, it's called Twist. Twist. The heart, heavy, twisted, knotted. The mind, groggy, parched, soggy. Once together, at once diverged, you wouldn't believe what emerged. This girl fell down, impact, one. My goodness, you crater, what have you done? The legs carried out where the thought process raced to, ran into the arms of the mind-numbing care of you. Did you hear voices? Was somebody there with you? Dark images, prompts, suggestion. I'm afraid of you. What did you say? Hell. No. What did you do? Not to worry now. We'll take care of you. Take these tablets, I've 4. The only voice I hear now resonates in my mind, which you want to chain, heaven forbid, explore, find. But I had you sussed, your airs and your graces. Wild horses may take me, but you ain't a chance, mate. Keep looking, next victim, perhaps easier than I. You, good grief, I just have to sigh. You may walk the walk, I ain't talking the talk. These feathers, too bright, no bat, confined, no thanks, it's as simple as that. So listen and hear as I make my plea. I am me. Like it or loathe it, I ain't pleasing thee. I refuse the stew, leaves a metallic residue. The remedy, luckily I found my true melody. The motorway of life, quick, next exit. And I am one who chose the boreens, winding and finding. I found true nature. The air, my tonic, my senses awaken. The beginning. Just to let you know, when I did that grave deed, I actually studied here at UCC. I did food technology for my sins. I'm a nurse as well. I trained to be a nurse in Manchester 10 years ago, general nursing. Some of the things I saw shadowing psychiatric nurses in the South Manchester Healthcare Trust are truly horrendous. Some things I actually still can't bring myself to talk about. Now, I was on the other side of that. You know, forced druggings, patients queuing for medication, clearly bloated and out of it. And I mean, really, it's a choice. You know, if medication has a place for you, well and good, take it. Personally, I really question that, and I think we all need to question it, really. And you know, it's I think you can sit by and watch it, and that's just as bad as participating, really. The onus is on all of us. You know, we know these things happen. Let's look up the net here. Let's do some research on this. I mean, if you can imagine just for a moment, guys, if you'd like, you know, to put yourself in my shoes, so to speak. You're lying in a bed. You're being pumped full of morphine, and you're telling your psychiatrist, the psychiatrist there, you did a great thing, but you know, you're all right in here. You were very distressed in here. But this is working okay, thank you very much, you know. This is all right. And he asks you questions like, what's 6 by 5, Lydia? What's 8 by 2? 9 by 7? You know? I said, doctor, what if you're not good at maths, you know? I mean, I'm lucky I got a little science degree, there's a brain in there somewhere, but Jesus, forgive me, what if you're not good at maths? Seriously now, we need to question this 10-minute assessment. which ended up in me being, as Mel very eloquently said, marginalization. You know, you're in the box now, girl. Come on. What did I just say? Can anyone tell me what I just said? Because I was also asked that in my assessment. Can you repeat the words, 5 words I just said? They were very peculiar words as well. Hate. You know, very, very dark words that you wouldn't like to say when you've got such a physical pain. And I mean, for me, what is a human being, okay? A human being to me, and I've got this from Lars Matterson, we associate the concept of a human being with our highest values. Freedom. We all have to be free. Love. Creativity. There's nothing like my wonderful husband over here makes jewellery, and I can see when he loses himself in the jewellery. You know, I write poetry, I lose myself. The creativity. Insight, understanding. When we're free, when we love, when we create, when we have insight and understanding, we feel alive. And our life really has meaning. And I think only then are we really human. When we have meaning and when we're connected. Now, if you just look at the scientific side of things for a moment, if you look at the cortex of the brain, okay, and it's divided into 4 lobes. And if you have just behind your forehead, you've got your frontal lobe, okay? Now, the posterior part is associated with bodily movements, okay? And the anterior part of that frontal lobe is to do with our inner world. It's why we're here, like, in my opinion, in my eyes. It's why we're here. It's our spirit. And it's like higher order behaviors, or, you know, thoughts and feelings are movements of the mind, really, or inner movements, inner behavior. Now, neuroleptic drugs target this frontal lobe, and they destroy, you know, frontal lobe shrinkage. It actually destroys your. It's like a lobotomy, if you like, and that's why the outer person is so impoverished, and you'll see, you know, akathisia, tremor, Parkinsonism, which is rigidity, trembling. You know, all of these things are, you know, we like to put flowery language on them, but, you know, contortions of the face, I mean, how frightening is that? And it's a reflection of your inner world being in turmoil. Also, I worked in Turkey for some years teaching English, and street drugs over there, well, as anywhere really, you know, you can get your medical drugs direct from the pharmacy, and as my husband said to me yesterday, you know, people buy and fly, you know, you buy direct from the pharmacy. What's so very different between street drugs and medical drugs, really? Just that, you know, one is acceptable and one isn't. It's frightening. Let's really look at the statistics. Also, I spoke to you there about the psychiatrist. I've attended a counsellor. I went to see a wonderful man, Dr. Terry Lynch, a psychotherapist down in Limerick. I mean, a human being of the highest order, really, and he never took any notes on me. We had such a connection. If we didn't, it wouldn't have worked. You know, he made my spiritual emergence and recovery possible. Now, you might not believe this, but when I was assessed by my psychiatrist, I mean, I'd really count on the one hand the amount of times he looked in my eyes and he said, you know, you're a person, you have value. Note-taking, you know. The funny thing, actually, I heard yesterday also, very aptly before today, anybody who goes to a psychiatrist really needs their head examined, you know. Really, bloody hell. And also a quote from, again, Lars Matterson. In order to make the patient reveal herself, the psychiatrist pretends an interest he does not feel. The patient confides and tumbles down a black hole. Hope becomes hopelessness. I'd like to finish today with a final poem, the Odyssey.